Some of the Bay Area's wealthiest and most powerful techies traveling to the White House to talk AI. Here's our business and tech reporter, Scott Budman.
Yeah, as we speak, the White House is preparing to host a dinner featuring several high-profile CEOs, among them Sam Altman of OpenAI, Mark Zuckerberg of Meta, and Apple CEO Tim Cook. The topic? Technology, which was also on the agenda earlier today when First Lady Melania Trump hosted some Silicon Valley dignitaries to the White House to talk AI. AI, which the First Lady says will lead the country forward.
And I won't be surprised if AI becomes known as the greatest engine of progress in the history of the United States of America.
And Melania Trump invited some of AI's biggest Silicon Valley boosters.
This is all in the service of helping the next generation to solve problems, fuel innovation, and build an incredible future.
Including Google CEO Sundar Pichai making his pitch for AI in schools as well as business.
We really imagine a future where every student, regardless of their background or location, can learn anything in the world in a way that works best for them.
At a time when the Trump administration is literally investing in Silicon Valley businesses, it's turning to its AI czar, a longtime Silicon Valley investor, for advice.
There is a lot of fear out there. Some people think that AI is going to take all of our jobs. I really don't think that's going to happen. I think AI is going to unleash a productivity boom like we've never seen. It's going to make all of us more productive.
Remember this, that the enemy hath reproached, O Yahweh, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name. O deliver not the soul of thy turtle dove unto the multitude of the wicked. Forget not the congregation of thy poor forever. Have respect unto the covenant, for the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. O let not the oppressed return ashamed. Let the poor and needy praise thy name, O Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Arise, O power, plead thine own cause. Remember how the foolish man reproacheth thee daily. Forget not the voice of thine enemies. The tumult of those that rise up against thee increaseth continually. Psalm 74, verse 18 through 23. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash, and double honor to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. It's the brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and Lord willing, this lesson be quick and straight to the point. All right, and as the scriptures tell you that the Lord has set up watchmen upon the walls of Israel. Therefore, we hear the words of the Heavenly Father and give Israel warning from the Lord. Okay, and by doing so, the rest of the nations are also hearing. All right, but only the elect, all right, will understand. Okay, but our job is to watch, and any sense of the slightest danger, okay, that we spot out, we're supposed to call it out, so others can hear the drum, the sound of the drum, and know what to do from there. Okay, and as we've been saying starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, that this world is shifting into a completely different world. Okay, and every single day we've seen the advancement of technology. All right, we're seeing these technocrats coming together with these various governments, as you see here, even in Babylon the Great. Okay, that the same very people that you so-called MAGA supporters were speaking against, like tech giants, people like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Tim Cook and Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, just to name a few, these people, all right, are sitting at a round table with your president. Okay, and I believe it was 33 of them that came together to sit at that table. Okay, so they came up with a conspiracy. And what did Trump say? He said he's going to implement that. Okay, so this is what your president is doing. He's implementing what these technocrats are telling him to do. And when you look at what these technocrats are trying to do, it's all about basically bringing in control through AI. And they just want to be able to make it be done by law. Okay, the kind of things that Bill Gates is trying to push, now he's talking about, having some type of digital tattoos on you. We did a lesson on that not too long ago. Okay, we know where that leads to. And he's not the only one who's coming up with that kind of idea. All right, everybody else wants a piece of the pie, the American data economy. So we have some more of these technocrats trying to jump in and to control people's lives, right? And this is what's coming very soon, all right? The whole agenda of you own nothing and you be happy, people call it a conspiracy theory. Well, not so much, when you look at what's going on in the world, okay? If that's still a conspiracy, then, all right, we'll see. All right, well, a conspiracy theory, I should say, right? It says, proposed Ohio bill would give utility companies control of customer thermostats. You see? So if they have control over your thermostats, all right, what else do you think they're going to have control over? All right? I mean, this is again, like, we talking about like George Orwell, 1984, but on steroids. Because George Orwell, 1984, it depicts technology as Big Brother. Okay? But it doesn't show you the things that are happening today. Like, it doesn't go into that kind of detail. Okay? The concept or the idea of a panopticon existed, and you still have places that you can escape to and, that kind of thing. This new thing coming, it's not like that. All right? That's why it's known as the beast system. Okay? It says, Lakewood, Ohio. An Ohio lawmaker has proposed legislation that would allow utility companies to throttle your energy usage during periods of high demand, essentially giving control of customer thermostats, you see? And they're giving that control to the utility companies. State Rep Roy Klopfenstein, ain't that a bitch? Roy Klopfenstein, huh? Introduced a House Bill 427, which he says will modernize Ohio's energy regulations and help homeowners and small businesses save money while improving electric grid reliability. I find it interesting how Ohio, I guess, yeah, because they're right next to each other. Ohio and Illinois, they're right next to each other. So, we'll see. We'll see. I was thinking, because I thought them troops gonna be they're gonna make their way to Ohio, but Illinois is really. Let me see something. Yep. All right. Cool. So let's continue. I was trying to think of something here, but it's all right. Let's keep going. It says so the bill is saying it modernizes Ohio's energy regulations and help homeowners and small businesses save money while improving electric grid reliability. You see how they word it? But let's read more. What is this all about? Are you really saving money and all this shit? Let's see. Quote, this legislation is a crucial step in our state's comprehensive plan to ensure all Ohioans have access to reliable, affordable, and readily available energy, said Rep. Klopfenstein. You see how they pitch it? Man, ain't nobody asked you to do all this extra shit for energy, reliability, and affordability. People still do things as they do. If you buy a new home and in the summertime you need AC, you're gonna get the AC. You're gonna have to call your energy provider, whether it's whatever, National Grid or whatever, and then they make sure there's electricity in the house. And then you pay them monthly based on how much they calculate, how much you use, and so on and so forth. You plug in the AC, and then you get some cool air in your house, and you go about your day. In the wintertime, you make sure the heater is on, however you do it, whether it's by propane or, by gas or whatever. Okay, electricity, you put the heater on. That's also energy consumption, right? So you pay whatever it is that you're using, you pay monthly and you're good to go. It's been working fine. I don't really hear people complain about that right now. You don't hear that. The only thing they complain about is the energy bills that's going higher and higher for using things. Sometimes they saying that, they turn off devices, they're using less energy, but they're being charged more. This is the system, you see? And the more power these companies have, all right, these are the kind of games they're going to be playing with people, man. All right, pissing people off. You see? It says, quote, demand response programs have proven to be a vital tool for our large commercial users. Demand response programs. And it's important that similar programs are made available to residential and small commercial users. Man, these devils, it's just the way they word it, man. It's just the way they speak. You know what I'm saying? It's like it says the lawmaker added, these programs will ease the strain on our energy grid and save money for all Ohioans. It's like they pitch it like this is going to be beneficial for you. Nobody asked you for this, though. Ain't nobody asked you for none of this shit. You see, this is what they do. They always come up with their own shit, and then they pitch it like this is going to save. This is a game changer. I mean, nobody asked you for no game changers, man. People don't go around worrying about, hey, let's try to, set up a program to ease the strain on our energy. What's going on, man? And the reason why they're doing all this, another reason I should say, is they want to restrain you from using all that energy. Soon, you're going to be on that carbon footprint to gauge just how much energy you're consuming per day and so on and so forth, because they got to reserve all that energy for their stupid AI databases, man. All right, they gotta reserve energy for that, for them AI databases, so they have to restrict you from using all that so-called energy. And this is one way they go about doing it. It says 19 News spoke to residents in Lakewood, a city plagued with constant power outages. You see, who do you think is behind all that? That's their way of controlling how much energy you're using at a time. They just knock out the power. They have the power to do that. It says their reactions were mixed. Somebody says, if it's voluntary, I don't mind it. All right, says Peja Traka. Okay, he's one of them soft Americans. Oh, if it's voluntary, I don't mind it. No, you're supposed to be like, nah, bro, we ain't with none of this. Because once they get their foot in the door, that's when things change. It goes from voluntary to mandatory. Okay? And that's just the pattern, because that's how the MOTB will be implemented. It says the plan, however, is one step too far for Mary Sweeney. And this quote, she says, nope, they can't do any of that. Nope. That's why you own your own property. That's the foundation of the United States. See, but people like her, those are the problematic ones that they're going to be coming up against very soon, Trump and them. Because these technocrats don't want to hear people like this talking. They don't want to see that. Okay? They don't want to see that. They say you own nothing and you be happy. You out here talking about, no. That's why we own property. Look. People like her, they going to have problems. Okay? And that's majority of Americans. It says the bill encourages the establishment of voluntary demand response programs where participating customers can allow utilities, meaning utility companies, to temporarily adjust energy usage, such as raising thermostat settings or cycling water heaters during periods of high demand. So that's going to be happening during the summer and winter times. That's when you really have the most energy usage, whether it be cold or hot. Okay? Whether it be AC usage or, the heater. Right? Regardless, them 2 times is in high demand, especially places like Ohio get really cold. Okay? These energy companies are going to start regulating. Okay? And they're going to start jacking up your bill even more. It says customers would always have the ability to override these actions and utilities will be permitted to compensate participants with either an annual payment or a per event fee. All right, so the fees come in now. Is again just like everything they do. All right, they're gonna implement this system. Okay, and once it's implemented, what they're gonna do is now they're gonna start charging people who pay more. All right, or if you're in some type of membership that gives you more of this is a get this all included membership where during power surges or during high demand, we don't turn off your electricity. Your electricity stays on. But those who are on the regular pay scale or whatever, they're gonna be paying more. I mean, they're gonna get their electricity cut off. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get their heat cut off. They're gonna get their ACs cut off. They're gonna get their electricity cut off for a while because is in high demand. But those who pay more or have this type of tier or membership, you gonna have your electricity going. So they're gonna create this division, this tier system. Okay, and then even tie in your behavior to it. You see, once they have that control, then it changes from we're just shutting down your electricity because it's high demand to now we're shutting down your electricity because of what you're saying online. Okay, so continue. It says PUCO would be responsible for reviewing these programs to ensure they are cost effective for customers. House Bill 427 awaits a committee assignment. It's a bill that Traka will keep a closer eye on. And he says, quote, just making sure it's a voluntary program, making sure it's a bought-in program, end quote, he said. Okay, so he's one of those, but eventually he's one of those that allow them to open the door and get their foot in the door. Okay, once they get their foot in the door, he starts getting mad because he's weak. He starts getting mad saying, yo, how do we get them out of the house? Well, you let them in, ain't you? It's people like him. It's the Americans that are just sitting there and like Gavin Newsom was saying, yo, Trump is sending them troops out here and Americans are just numb, like they're just sitting around, just chilling. It's crazy. But hey, this is exactly what happens. This is the result of the experiment of subversion. Okay, the Americans are at the point where they're ready for the killing. All right, yeah, we at that time. We at that time, man. Okay, we are at that time, and that time is about to intensify on a whole nother level. Okay, because the devil knew what he had but a short time. Okay, there's a book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as was never since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. All right, and that's talking about the elect. Okay, ultimately the way things are going, I expect to see a lot of people who are going to be homeless. Okay, and this time they're not going to have homeless shelters. It's going to be internment camps. Okay, it's internment camps. And that's why these troops are getting ready to storm into these cities. All right, because of whatever it is, whatever mandates or laws or whatever is about to kick in, people are going to get bugged out. People are going to get pissed off. All right, people are going to be affected. Crazy, immensely affected because there are no jobs. All right, the job market is looking crazy as hell right now. So it's just everything is just pretty much boiling to a point where people are about to snap. People are going to snap. And that's why martial law is going to be declared eventually, very soon. Okay, outright. They're going to tell you straight up, this is what it is. All right? And at that point, hey, we're going to see. Because what did Trump just show? He depicted something. He said he can't wait to get to Chicago. All right, he loves the smell of morning deportation. That's what he's saying. Okay? In other words, get ready. We're about to start rounding you Americans up. Okay? This is it. The time is here, man. It's beautiful seeing it all unfold, but people are still sitting around. You know? And that's what makes it even more Kolo Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? And he said, get ready for the Chipocalypse. Not Chicapocalypse, like Chicago. He said Chipocalypse. Chip. Okay? Very interesting verbiage there. Trump. All right, the last Trump. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Okay? Anyway, expect to see a lot more of these things, come to play. All right? They're going to start messing with your, the little that you have, they're going to start, trying to push you, egg you on. It's all agitation while they clamp down, and as they change the system and let you know that you own nothing and you be happy, the process begins. And the more the process continues, you're going to see how annoying it is. You're going to see how oppressive it is. You're going to see how frustrating it is. That's the troublous times. And it leads all the way to the MOTB. Okay, there's no breaks. All right? Anyway, I'm going to leave it out there. Lord willing, you edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.
Mark, would you like to say a few words about the company?
Well, thanks for hosting us, and this is quite a group to get together.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor to work here at the White House and to work for you.
Very grateful for your administration support.
We look forward to working together, and thanks for your leadership.
We're so grateful for that support.
Thank you so much, obviously, for bringing us all together and the policies that you have put in place. Thank you very much. And also, I wanted to thank Madam First Lady for hosting.
I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I also want to thank you for helping American companies around the world. I want to thank the First Lady for focusing on education.
First of all, to echo the comments of Tim and others, thank you so much for getting us all together, and thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That was very nice.